love that part. You're watching Mike the Brain 5538, my channel on YouTube, because this video could go on for about 13 or 14 minutes. My key objective here is to not compete with the legendary Dr. Carlos Santana, awarded 4 doctorates in music from universities across the globe for his contribution to music. My objective is to show you how you can play the song rote fashion, because I'll give you the positions, I'll show you the scale, I'll show you the chords that are involved. I will show you the magic of Carlos Santana, hopefully, or the secret sauce in that Carlos Santana makes extensive use of the Dorian mode of the scale of his choice. Now, don't be fearful of modes or scales or intervals. But I will tell you that I started playing guitar at the age of 14. And one of the reasons why I took guitar up, one of the reasons was this song by Carlos Santana. It featured on the album Abraxas, Samba Party. If you're not Spanish speaking, it means a samba for you. Now, I was 12 years old when I first heard this song at a friend's house one Monday afternoon, because he told me about it at school. I was absolutely blown away when I heard the sound. So, disclaimer, I'm not going to try and replicate Carlos's tone here. But at the age of 12, I tried to play acoustic guitar for 2 weeks, but my fingers just got too sore on my fretting hand. By the age of 14, I started what would become a lifelong journey with guitar. I'm 66 years old now, but I had a 28-year hiatus where I didn't play guitar at all. Now, I could play this song in a garage band and I was told I was reasonably good at it at the age of 16. Until the age of 56, I then re-attempted the song and I played it to a professional backing track, and I was told that I was pretty good at it, because it's like voice leading when you hear the chords and the music changes and that beautiful bongos and rhythm. You get into it, and let yourself go. But I used to play it solely by listening to the studio version of the song by ear. Now, this morning, I happened to see the song on YouTube, a live version, and it brought back the memory. So this afternoon, I sat down and I wanted to share what I've done. Because over the last 10 years, I've spent thousands of hours researching modes, intervals, and chords and scales. The theory, the basic music theory. I know a lot about it now. So follow me on Mike the Brain 5538, where you'll see the full video. Now, I'm going to emphasize that Carlos uses the Dorian mode a lot. He's known for it. And I'm going to explain exactly how that fits into the song. But for those of you who just want to play the song is based in G major. It goes to a B minor, an A minor, and there's an E minor. And you can get the chords on a website called Chordie, CHORDIE.com, and just search Santana, Samba Party. But if you know the song, and you might say, well, your grandfather used to play it. Well, the point is, you can learn a lot from these classic songs, and especially this one for Dorian mode, which I'll demonstrate to you in the course of this video. So the song starts in G major, and Carlos starts soloing there from the 2nd fret of the G string, the A note. A, B, C, D, E, G, D, E, F sharp. Now all the notes of G major, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, back to G. And then that repeats in the 2nd horizontal octave. Now, key thing here, if you observe it, the only difference to the C major scale, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C, is the F sharp. You could argue that G major is the 4th mode of C major scale, because you can hear that Joe Satriani sound there, hopefully, that F sharp, the sharp 4th. That's the fourth mode of C major. G major is the fourth mode of C major because it's exactly the same 7 notes. Think about it. Okay, now G major. Or I'm just going to play you A major because there's 3 ways, as told by Steve Morse, how you can play a major scale. The first one, A major, just because I need some frets down there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Interesting, eh? 3 ways. Know them. And notice I'm using numbers because I'm using the national numbering system. I'm assigning numbers to the notes. Instead of saying G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, A, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I go 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Back to 1, 15 notes ago. Now, G to A, the second note in G major is A. Now, if I played the exact same notes of G major, but starting on the second note in the G major scale, which is A, the exact same notes, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G sharp, A. You with me? That's A Dorian. 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, 7, 8. So you will recognize it. Hopefully you could hear that. Same 7 notes. I was just playing different positions of A Dorian or G major in the second mode. So let's go back to the song. If you want to just play it rote fashion. Now, I watched the live version of Carlos Santana, and incidentally, I saw him about 16 years ago in Sydney, and I was sitting up right close, right in front of the stage. A friend of mine was in television production, and they were filming, and he got me a front row seat. And very interesting observation I made when Carlos, he's a brilliant entertainer. If you ever get a chance to go see him, because I was mesmerized, and the ladies and the gentlemen in the hall loved him. I mean, the one lady next to me told me she had seen him 9 times in Sydney, performing in Sydney. So if he plays with his fingers to get that. Excuse me, I might need that later. So he does the fast part of the song with a pick or plectrum, but in the beginning he plays with his fingers. Double stop, the B there, and taking the A to a B sound, a unison bend for the beginners. I just love that part. You can see I'm using different false fingerings, F sharp there, F sharp there. Like a sweep. Something, I'm not perfect at it, but something like David Gilmour is. Incidentally, I'm using a McCarthy 594 guitar. Like Carlos uses by Paul Reed Smith. Uses a Paul Reed Smith guitar, but not the same model as this one. This is a 2000 and where are we now, 25, I think it's a 2022 model. Now I'm using both pickups, but I noticed in the live version that Carlos did maybe in the last 5 years from what I can see, he's using the bridge pickup, which is down there. You'll see he's engaged down there, unless he's had his guitar inversed wired, and then clearly you'd have to have the tone control rolled back. And as to his effects, I saw an article on YouTube around 10 years ago to suggest that Carlos used at that point the same 40-watt amplifier that he traveled the world with, indeed in his hotel room, not to upset the other guest, I'm told, by the interviewee. He used that same 40-watt little amp that he could carry around with him, basically in hand luggage, and then puts it through the PA in the big venues and football stadiums where he's played around the world. And according to one of his techie interviews I saw on YouTube, he only uses one pedal. I saw in the Sydney, not the Sydney, yeah, he had more pedals than one, but those days he would have just used a distortion pedal, and I know he uses a chorus pedal in the song Europa, because I can emulate that sound pretty well when I'm playing to a professional backing track. So you can get a lot of sounds out of a guitar by just whether you're finger picking or picking with a plectrum. So I'm using pick and fingers at. But you know, if I had the backing track, like I want to encourage you to do, because you know you can really go wild in the song. Last year, because you know I haven't got the music playing, I'm just relying on my mental memory of the song, and I haven't listened to it before today for about 10 years. So, but it will stay with me for life, and I hope you got something from this, because even if you don't know any theory, I've shown you. Giving you some positions to get working on it, and this other little part, it's good for you, and gets your hand moving. And remember the 3 positions of the major scale, and try and look at it in terms of the intervals. That's a root, that's a 6, and that's a root, that's a flat 7, that's a root, that's the octave, that's the 5th, that's the major 3rd, that's the minor 3rd, that's the minor 3rd. You know, get into this stuff. I can't, because now, today, as I said this afternoon, I'm looking at it when I'm playing. I'm thinking about the intervals involved, because I'm training my ear. And so should you, because you will, when you improvise, get a lot. And that F sharp to that F sharp, like you did in a Chuck Berry song, is known as false fingering. So I'm just trying to chuck in little tips here for you. But please, I can't stress enough to you to check out some of my basic music theory lessons, like intervals, modes, scales. I've also got one on jazz chords, which that you might enjoy as well. Just beginner's guide to jazz chords and that sort of thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. Well, it's 15 minutes. I better go, you know, and I wish you well in your journey. Thank you for viewing.